Franz Schubert always wanted to write symphonies. After Beethoven, that's what any serious composer in Germany wanted to do. After Beethoven died, Schubert's close circle of friends, who gathered with him every week to listen to his music, expected him to produce symphonies on the level of Beethoven. He was to be the next great one. After all, his songs, which just poured out of him, were the greatest expression of German melody. Schubert's approach to melody was completely based on German folk song, so that there's always this simple, honest, direct, singable quality to all his melodies. Trouble was, that's not what symphonies were made out of at that time. Beethoven had created this patented style of shorter and shorter themes. Think of the theme of the Fifth Symphony, 4 notes, ba-ba-ba-bam. Schubert tries to write a symphony with a melody that just goes on and doesn't want to stop. Schubert also has a way of moving the music to these different distant keys where it's difficult to get back home. Beethoven would stay closer to home. So Schubert had a problem in writing symphonies. It was the thing he had to do, but his whole musical being was focused much more on melody than on thematic development, which is what symphonies tend to be about. He wrote 9 symphonies. The 8th symphony, of course, was unfinished. Earlier symphonies were always charming, beautiful pieces, but they weren't on the level of Beethoven. It was the 9th symphony where Schubert achieved a breakthrough unlike almost anything else in music. Suddenly, this 30-year-old composer writes about the biggest symphonic piece ever composed, with these beautiful long melodies, this masterly form that just creates a feeling of inevitable forward momentum carrying you from movement to movement. It's a piece that's very special to most musicians. It takes you to a place unlike any other piece, really a heavenly place. And its length, it is a long piece, is just a blessing. You just don't want this piece to end. It's unfortunate that Schubert died at 32. Having achieved this at the age of 30, you can only imagine where he would have gone. We might not have needed any more composers if Schubert had lived to be 60.